Attention, attention, all personnel. Incoming podcast. This is MASH Matters.
We're back with another episode of MASH Matters, the podcast celebrating the greatest television series of all time here in front of our studio audience. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I, as always, am a MASH superfan, Ryan Patrick, along with my MASH super friend, Jeff Maxwell. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Ryan Patrick. It's so nice to be here, and it's so nice to be here with all you people. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Sit
Thank
down.
You. Thank you.
Sit down.
Yeah, thank you. And it is a remarkable experience still doing the MASH Matters podcast, because it really proves that MASH does indeed matter. And that is the title of our podcast, MASH Matters, which is coincidental that it actually matters, and we have the title that says it matters, so nobody can forget it, that MASH matters.
So that's what that means.
That's what that, yeah, you didn't know, but that's what that means.
I learn something every time.
It's amazing how much we learn on this show, isn't it? Wow. I mean, I have been educated beyond belief since we've been doing this.
Well, MASH does matter, yes, and we discuss all matters pertaining to MASH and other things that we decide to talk about. And we're going to jump right in here first with an update from one of our most recent episodes where we discussed MASH Bingo.
Yes. And Manfred. What a great name. Isn't that a great name, Manfred?
Yes.
I like that. That's two names, actually. Well, no, that's one name. No, it's an identifying word and then a name.
Yes.
Anyway, Manfred says, what a wonderful time it is. I've just come home from a holiday trip to the UK, and while sitting at my computer, I received your email about the new podcast episode. So while listening to number 153 blindly, I was able to come up with some bingo cards. Of course, I will not do too many cards because, as you mentioned yourself, Ryan, this is lots of work, and I don't have any sponsorship from Skechers. But I did include a blank card for anyone to come up with their own ideas. Best greetings from the 51st parallel. Thank you, Manfred. That's cool. And this bingo card looks really great.
It does. It looks really nice. He put together a set of them, including a blank one. And I am going to figure out how to get these on the website so you can download them.
Oh,
if you
great.
would like to go to mashmatters.com and go to the show notes for this episode 154, and you can download the MASH Matters bingo cards and play along at home.
Yes, and we accept all MasterCard or Visa. So please go crazy. Get
That's
hundreds
right.
of them.
No, thank you, Manfred. That was
that's
very
great.
nice of you. And Manfred's one of our OG listeners. He's been on board for a long time. So we are so thankful for your support and for your mad bingo making skills.
Yeah, I just noticed Jeff tries to end the episode early.
Yeah.
Shoppers Casino. Well, these are good. Yeah, I like
good.
these.
Yeah, good stuff.
Jeff was on the show, and Ryan is a fan of the show. These are great.
Bingo.
Bingo. Yeah, I love it. Thank you, Manfred.
Also, a little update here from the episode where we talked about our favorite television shows. Mm-hmm. This is from Kimberly. Says, hi, Jeff and Ryan. Loved listening to episode 151 and hearing all about your favorite shows. Ryan, I'm so glad I'm not the only one who loved Night Court. Found it on Laugh TV one random day after work and ended up buying all the seasons on DVD, and agree with you about the reboot. Two more MASH connections to Night Court. Oliver Clark, who played Tippy Brooks and the other Benjamin Franklin Pierce, was in an episode in season 2. And don't forget about Reinhold Weege, who created Night Court and is credited to the Souvenirs episode in season 5. But if memory serves me from a previous podcast episode, he wrote or had some small involvement with the Klinger pole-sitting storyline. Need to find that podcast. Yeah, you do, because I have no idea where it is. Here are some of my favorite shows, not including MASH in no particular order. Arrested Development, the original, not seasons 4 or 5 from Netflix. Young Sheldon, of course, Ed Begley Jr., the MASH connection there. Night Court, Cheers, Frasier, The Nanny, JAG, NCIS, Arthur, from fond memories of watching PBS after school, and Bob Hart's Abishola, Still mad at CBS for canceling. I'm curious about The Twilight Zone, so I will check it out on Paramount Plus when I need a break from Cheers or Frasier. Oh, and the Chat GPT part was hilarious, and the bit where it said Mike Farrell played a judge on Night Court, so wrong. But Mike Farrell did play a corrupt judge on NCIS two-parter. It was a little disconcerting to see him play a shady character. Well, thank you, Kimberly. That is a really great lineup of shows that you have there. And yeah, I did forget about Oliver Clark and Reinhold Weege, who created Night Court, was also connected with MASH.
You know, I have a little story about Reinhold.
Okay.
If I may. Sit back, everybody.
I'm sitting back.
Many years ago, I lived in Studio City, very close around the corner from a bar called Residuals.
Yes.
It was frequented quite a bit by a lot of showbiz folks, because a lot of showbiz folks, whether they were working or starving to death, it didn't matter. They lived in that area. And one of the nice folks that was in there all the time was Reinhold Weege. And I used to go in and I met him and we said hi and we talked and it was friendly and all that kind of stuff. And then one night I walk in and he's sitting at the bar and he has with him what looked like a walkie-talkie from World War II. You know, those big things with the green and the heavy and they stick your ear. So I go over and I said, Reinhold, what is it? He said, this is my new cell phone. This is great. I can make calls with this. I said, you can walk around and that you can call anybody from what? Yeah, I can. People call me. And you know, he picked it up and he put it on the counter and went, it weighed like about 9 pounds.
Yeah.
It was an amazing thing, but it was one of the first cell phones that anybody, well, in that area had, or certainly in Residuals. He was probably the only one who could afford it because I think the calls were like $18 a minute.
That's where that Night Court money came in handy.
That's where it helped. But that was my first experience with a cell phone. Thank you, Reinhold Weege, for doing
Yeah, those old cell phones, you could get a workout pulling that up to your ear and back and forth, you know?
Yes. All right. So, Reinhold, thank you. And we're moving on to John in Canada. Hi, Ryan and Jeff. In the season 5 episode, Hanky Panky, we see BJ slip and fall off the fidelity wagon by kissing Nurse Donovan, but it is implied, but not expressed, if they actually slept together. In your opinion, did they actually do it? Or, as they say in Casablanca, a kiss is just a kiss. Should I keep going? Or
no, because we'll have to pay royalties on the song if you keep going.
I'm sorry. So he says, I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Wow. All right. Brian, what do you think?
I think they did it.
You want to hear what I think?
Yeah.
Of course they did it, for God's sakes. Of course they did.
I think they did as much as they could do on primetime television in the early 80s on CBS.
Yeah.
Now, maybe I'm right. You know, maybe that's the thing about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
You can have your own opinions and there's nobody to say right or wrong.
Yeah.
But in my personal opinion, yes, I think BJ and Nurse Donovan did the mattress mambo.
Did you say the mattress mambo? Is that
I
right?
did. I did say that. Yeah.
A kiss is just a kiss, but we're going to do a mattress mambo.
I think that BJ's guilt throughout the rest of the episode is indicative of the level of the offense.
Ooh, good point. Good point.
If they had just kissed, he would have felt bad about it. Yes. But I mean, he was ready to write Peg and confess to everything. And
well, a big moral dilemma for him, wasn't he? He was struggling, you know, whether they did or didn't, he still was really, really struggling with that. And you go, well, really? Come on, get over it.
Honestly, I like it because, not that I condone cheating,
no,
but I like
not.
it that it did show that BJ was human.
Yes.
And he wasn't squeaky clean. Yes, he is the opposite of Hawkeye in many ways, but even somebody who is not a woman crazy guy like Hawkeye can still be tempted and fall for that temptation. And so it showed that BJ was not immune to that.
Mm-hmm. But you and I are both on the side of, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Do it. Okay. Do we know who wrote that episode? We can find out.
I can ask my friend Google. All right. Hanky Panky was written and directed by Gene Reynolds.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And teleplay by Gene Reynolds. He did it all.
He did it all. I'll be darned.
So we can't call up Gene, unfortunately, and
Oh.
ask him, but
We can go after that BJ guy. We can contact Mike and say, Mike,
fess up.
we want to know. Everybody listening to MASH Matters right now wants to know, did you do the mattress mambo or not? What do you think?
I'll let you make that phone call, Jeff.
Oh, sure. Thanks a lot. Okay, fine.
All right. Well, now we go from Canada to the Czech Republic with Dan. And Dan says, I have a question. What are some character dynamics you enjoyed or wish to get more of? For example, I loved one of the early episodes where Trapper and Hawk get drunk with Margaret. Don't remember the context now, but anytime the group got Margaret a little bit loose was a delight, especially in the later seasons. And I wish we could have gotten a scene of Charles meeting Frank. Ferretface would have been verbally burnt to a crisp in the span of seconds. Well, thank you, Dan. That's a good point. Yeah, a Frank and Charles scene would have been nice. I haven't really given too much thought about this, but I know that anytime you, Jeff, shared the screen with either Larry Linville or David Ogden Stiers, it was pure magic.
They were almost, thank you. I was going to say they almost disappeared, didn't they?
That's true. Yeah, they were so overshadowed.
I'm sorry. I had to hold back. I really had to. I asked, I said, please, shade me down some, because if these poor people can't even see them.
No, anytime those two characters, Frank and Charles, shared a screen with Igor, I love those scenes. I love those scenes. I also, Radar and Margaret together. Mm-hmm. They had moments, but they didn't have a lot of big scenes. And I really enjoyed those two together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In some of those scenes, Margaret's motherly instincts kick in. And it's very nice to see that, especially when Radar was kind of out of his head and Margaret read his mail to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a sweet, sweet moment. And I would like to have maybe seen more of that.
That would be fun. What I really loved about the Radar Houlihan combination was when he would go into her tent and have some problem, and he goes through their underwears hanging from the tent, and he'd get all tangled up, and she would get angry, and he would not know what to do and be so flustered and embarrassed and scared. And I loved those moments. To me, that just, I love the richness between them, and her angry at him, and he going, I don't, what a real, oh my God, and him being turned on but terrified, and it was just, he was just amazing. And I gotta say, he was amazing at those moments. Boy, I'll tell you. But it's a good question. Who do we like? What would you like to have gotten more of? Well, okay, one more thing I'd like to get more of is dialogue from Igor. 3 or 4 more stanzas. Okay, anyway. So Burke writes, Hi, Ryan and Jeff. Just something I stumbled across while doing a surface-level online read regarding the actor known as Mako. His name, according to Wikipedia, again, this is a surface-level find, and I didn't dig any deeper, is pronounced Mako, not Mako. I always pronounced, like you, Ryan, as the latter until I saw Wikipedia's pronunciation. Well, there you go.
So we have Pacos in Toledo.
Yeah.
And we have Mako in Korea. Is that right? Did I get those right?
Yeah. Pacos in Toledo and Mako in Korea. Yeah.
I always thought it was Mako. I swear I've always heard that pronunciation. Mm-hmm. But maybe it is Mako. I don't know. You say Mako, I say Mako. Let's call the whole thing off.
Right. Well, perhaps it's Pecos. Maybe it's Pecos. If it's not Mako, maybe it's Pecos.
Maybe. Thank you, Burke.
Oh.
Gosh. Every episode now, we're going to have something that we've mispronounced. Okay. Let's move on here. Scott says, Hi, guys. Just wanted to ask if you guys knew what Klinger's reference to and emphasis on Mary was. In Chief Surgeon Who, Klinger replied to General Barker, We'll just have to keep trying, Mary. And then again in Quo Vadis, Captain Chandler, Klinger told Colonel Flagg, loud and clear, Mary. I also noticed in the pilot, Hawkeye says to Trapper, come on, Mary, after their confrontation with Frank and Hot Lips. Thanks, guys, as usual, and here's looking up your old address. So Scott, I did a little bit of a surface level investigative reporting on this. It basically told me what I already thought I knew, that Mary was more of a slang term in the early 20th century for an effeminate man or a homosexual man.
This is amazing. I did not know any of that. Wow.
Now, whether or not that was the intention of the writers when they wrote those lines, I don't know. The other thing, too, there are a lot of references, subtle references throughout the series to Jack Benny. Mary Livingston was Jack's wife. And so some of those references, for instance, Hawkeye saying to Trapper, come on, Mary, could have been a reference to a Jack Benny episode.
Interesting.
So I can't say for certain that all of these are under the umbrella of one explanation, but that is what the word Mary was in society and pop culture at that time.
Did not know that. Maybe they were saying it was wrong. Maybe they were trying to say Maury. Maybe
they were saying Mako.
Mako, yeah.
And it came out Mary. That's possible, too.
I like the idea perhaps it was related to Jack Benny's wife and kind of using that as a fun term. Maybe that's... Yeah.
Speaking of Jack Benny, this has nothing to do with MASH, but we have a listener. His name is Craig Shemin. He reached out to me a while back because I mentioned Jack Benny in an episode recently, and he sent me some links to some videos that he and a group of friends have been putting together where they have been writing and producing new Jack Benny episodes.
Wow.
When he sent me the link, I'm like, okay, I'll check this out. And, I clicked on it with no expectations whatsoever. Let me tell you, they do an excellent job.
Oh, how fun.
The writing is funny. The acting is fantastic. The guy who plays Jack Benny does a tremendous job. All of them, they all do an amazing job. It's very well produced. And I'm going to put a link to their most recent episode in the show notes for this episode if you would like to go check it out. Craig, come to find out, he worked with Jim Henson, and his wife also had connections with Henson and also was one of the original cast members of Avenue Q on Broadway, Stephanie DeBruzio. And so that was just a nice little surprise.
Well, how fun that is. That's great. Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's really, really, really well done.
Well, we're going to hear from Chris now. Chris says, so much to say, so little time. I watched MASH in the original run. I probably didn't catch every episode, but I was a fairly faithful viewer, and it was always one of my favorite shows. Then again, so was Kung Fu, so I don't know how reliable a critic I am. Hey, I like Kung Fu, too. Did you like Kung Fu?
I never watched Kung Fu.
Oh, you didn't? Oh.
Yeah, is that bad?
Well, not that bad.
Okay.
I caught reruns now and then, but life got in the way, so it was mostly a show from the past. Then binge watching happened. I watched Ozark all the way through. That was a good show. Did you ever watch Ozark?
I got half of the way through.
Oh, okay. Well, he watched Ozark all the way through, and then The Big Bang Theory, and of course, Sheldon. I found this was a good way to watch a whole storyline and get the character development over a span of years like a very elongated movie. I started thinking about MASH. Everyone knows how Henry left, but I couldn't remember how Radar or Frank left or even Trapper. And I hadn't seen the last episode since it first aired. So I decided to get Hulu and watch from the beginning straight through. I've just started season 11 and it's been great. So far, I like season 9 the best, but 11 has started off really well. Hawkeye's eulogy for Lieutenant Carpenter really got to me. And a few things. How many times did they make poor Loretta Swit run through the camp in a towel? Igor, I didn't realize how much your part had grown in the last few seasons. You and Rizzo and Kelly got to have moments in the sun, especially Kelly with the episode where she dances with Hawkeye. I don't think I caught that one first time around. There were a lot of goodbyes before the last episode. Frank's last words on the show were, "Goodbye, Margaret." I thought that was very poignant. Hawkeye said, "Goodbye, Millie," at the end of the eulogy. Anyway, I occasionally listen to podcasts, and I found yours, and I listened to about 20 episodes, and people are right. You two guys do have a camaraderie and a chemistry that's really enjoyable to listen to. I confess I skipped around to listen to the ones with the major players, but I've also enjoyed many of the others as well. Now that I'm binging your podcast, I can see a character arc in Jeff Maxwell as well. I think he went through a transformation of, well, it was just a job that I did and I was never really a fan, to a place where he's come to appreciate the show and what it meant to people and what a unique moment in television history it was. Anyway, I've got a lot more to say. I'll save it for another email. So thanks for the podcast. And Jeff, thanks for being a part of the lives of people you'll never meet, like me, who appreciate your contribution to MASH. Goodness gracious, Chris, thank you. Gee, I have to go back and look at this. There's a lot of things he talked about. He said a lot of stuff.
Loretta running through the camp in a towel. Yes, she did do that quite often. And Igor, nice to see that you and Rizzo and Kelly got more moments in later seasons. Then, your character arc here on the MASH Matters podcast, going from a grizzled Hollywood star who just was here in it for a paycheck to somebody who truly appreciates and loves the show that they were on now, thanks to this podcast.
Really? Did I do that?
I don't know. I mean, you act like it.
There you go.
See?
There's the talent coming out. I'm a regular Robert De Niro here. Come on, folks. Can you see the reality?
We really don't like each other in real life. He records his part, then I come in, record my lines, and we put it together and make it sound like we're talking.
And I haven't had any camaraderie in the last 6 months, I don't think. I used to have one on my neck, but I had ointment.
Oh, bingo.
Bingo. Oh, thanks for saying all that, Chris.
Yeah.
And I said, Chris, Chris could be not a man, could be a female. So I said he, I'm not sure.
That's true.
We don't know.
Chris, and that's what matters.
Yes.
All right. Carl wrote to us and said, "Hi, Ryan and Jeff, lifelong fan of MASH. I watched the first runs with my dad and a new fan of your podcast. I don't recall if you mentioned the recent passing of Bruce Bilson, but I wanted to share the sad news. He directed Bananas, Crackers, and Nuts." Thank you, Carl, because no, I somehow missed this. Bruce Bilson, he actually passed away in January of this year at the age of 97. He was a director and a writer. He's one of those guys who had his hands in so many classics throughout the years. He worked on The Andy Griffith Show, Get Smart, Hogan's Heroes. He was part of Desilu, which is Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz's production company. He did a lot of shows for them. BJ and the Bear, Barney Miller, The Odd Couple, The Fall Guy, Hotel. I mean, this guy had a heck of a resume. And he wrote the episode Bananas, Crackers, and Nuts for MASH. So that was his MASH connection. So there you go. Thank you, Carl, for letting us know that we need to say goodbye, farewell, and amen to Bruce Bilson.
Yeah, he did. I remember his name connected with so many things. You'd see it all over the place. He was one of those guys who really pioneered so much of showbiz and comedy and television and everything everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, from the start, he worked on Our Miss Brooks and I Love Lucy and Make Room for Daddy.
Yeah.
So he was a very talented guy. We'll put a link to his obituary in the show notes if you'd like to read more about him.
And moving on, Scott sent us a nice picture, which I'm sure, are we going to put that up on the website?
Yes, we are.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to share the latest item I added to my MASH collection. I'm putting next to Pink Klinger. Thanks for all you do. So this is a picture of, it says, My Mother the Car.
It's a model. They had these model kits. You would get model glue and kits and put the little car together. This is a model of My Mother the Car.
Yeah.
As seen on NBC TV.
Yeah.
I had no idea that this existed.
No, I didn't either. And I'm not quite sure. Now, My Mother the Car. So is this associated to the show? Is that kind of where?
Yeah.
But that car didn't look like anything on the show, did it? I don't remember. Of course, I didn't watch the show.
Well, you'll have to forgive me because I have not watched that many episodes of My Mother the Car, even though you'd think I'd be an expert by the number of times I mention it on this podcast. Now, it's a black and white show, and this is a color model.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yes.
But I assume that is still the actual car. It even says Mother underneath it.
Yeah, it could be like you. Have not recently watched My Mother the Car, so maybe it was an old car. I thought it was a newer car.
No, it was an old car. I remember it
Well,
being an old car. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now that I've seen that this exists, I have to find one myself.
Right. You'll be up on that eBay any second. As soon as we're stop talking, you're going to plug into eBay.
But we'll put a picture of this in the show notes in episode 154. A few things also we're going to stick in the show notes. These are just a few random things I've found in the last few weeks. I came across this video of a TV show called You Can't Take It With You, which is based on the original classic comedy play. They made a TV series of it in the, I think it was the late 80s, and Harry Morgan played the grandfather on it. And I had never seen this. And I actually have been in this play, and I played the grandfather in the play. So that was a connection for me to see that he was playing this character. And so I'll put a link to that in the show notes. Okay, we've talked about AI and how much we dislike AI. But in this case, I'm going to let it pass because somebody made a video of cats and said it in Korea and calls it meowsh. So again, you can see in the show notes at mashmatters.com. I also came across, since we've been talking about Pacos recently, came across a YouTube video of a news story from the big finale party that they held at Tony Pacos in Toledo the night the finale aired. And you can see that also in the show notes. And came across also a print ad for this MASH Medic toy kit from 1977. And it's from the original print ad in the award catalog. And you can also see that picture in the show notes for episode 154.
Very cool stuff. You folks have a lot to look at. Thank you to Ryan Patrick. We have a lot to look at. This is really cool stuff. I like looking at the old ads. That's fun.
Yeah, there's other stuff on there too. You can see. And the prices are kind of depressing now when you see them.
Yeah.
Whew, man, yeah.
Yeah. Remember when you could afford stuff? Look at this.
Well, and you know, a lot of the other stuff that's on the page is like the Lawman rifle and holster set and the Kentucky rifle and pistol set and Ward's exclusive double holster. They don't even sell those things anymore.
No.
And you know, and what's funny is in the MASH Medic set, there's a handgun.
Oh,
Why is there a handgun in the MASH Medic set?
Look at that. Yeah. And that's an odd looking handgun, too. It's kind of a weird looking shape.
It's like a starter's pistol or something.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And all that and more can be found in the show notes for this episode.
And Amber says, I was given a MASH edition of trivia cards years ago. It can be added to most general trivia games or played on its own. The problem is I don't have anyone to play with. My husband is a MASH fan because of me, but he isn't at this level. Is she asking us to come over and play?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
All right. Are you cooking dinner too, or is it just going to be plain? Oh, well, anyway. It has the following categories: mishmash, closing season, MASH quotes, personnel files, early episodes, love and war. Here are a few of my favorite questions. Who is Sergeant Pryor? Sparky. I believe it is said once in season 3. What is the name of Margaret's favorite perfume? Forbidden Furlough. I just heard that. I watched the episode the other night with Forbidden Furlough. That was funny. Let me know if you ever want to have a game. Keep up the great work on the podcast, as I always look forward to the next drop. P.S. Here is an idea for an upcoming episode. Jeff and Ryan are answering MASH trivia questions. Well, good night. Goodbye. See you around.
Oh, there you go. Bingo. So this is, thank you, Amber. Thank you for sending this in. I have these cards also. These are the golden trivia cards, MASH edition. Now, there's 2 different versions. There's the trivia game that actually comes with a little holder for the cards, and there's more to it. And then there's also just the cards themselves in a smaller box. You can find both of them on eBay. Sometimes you come across them in flea markets and things like that. But I think the cards are the same in both of the games. And yeah, I've looked through the cards, and honestly, sometimes I don't know the answers. I'll have to dig out my cards, and maybe we'll do something with them down the road.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Over the years that we've been doing this podcast, we've received a lot of different messages through mashmatterspodcast@gmail.com. But this one might be my favorite one that's ever come through. This is from Pat. And Pat says, "Hi, guys. Love the show. It's nice that Igor is now serving comfort food for my ears.
Oh.
I recently rewatched all of MASH and decided I was going to pay attention to Hawkeye's martini consumption as I watched. So I have gathered some martini data. Being obsessive, I divided the martinis into the ones he was served or held, ones that he took a sip of, and ones that he finished. The grand total, 137 martinis.
Wow.
47 that he was served and or held, 83 that he took a sip of, and 7 that he finished." He goes on. "Of the 137 martinis, he drank 119 in the swamp and 18 outside of the swamp. And when I charted the total over the 11 seasons, I found an interesting trend. Hawkeye's martini consumption pretty much decreased with a few hiccups every season. 28, 24, 21, 10, 10, 11, 7, 5, 3, 13, 5. I guess season 10, he just kind of went off the wagon, which seems like it must have been intentional on the part of the writers. Sure, it was a pointless exercise, but it gave me a reason to mix a martini and settle in to watch my favorite TV show." Pat, you have made my month, maybe my year, with this email.
Wow.
Thank you for your hard investigative work.
And it's interesting because people don't think I paid much attention to the show. I didn't know anything. I don't know anything. But interestingly enough, I knew all of this.
Oh, really?
I knew all the statistics that Pat related to us. I knew all of that.
Really?
40, 82 took a sip of, 70 finished, 137 martini. I knew all those things.
I guess I'm in the minority here.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Come on, Ryan. I mean, you claim to know stuff.
He also included a chart, and we'll put a picture of the chart. Hawkeye's martini consumption by season. We'll put that in the show notes for this episode, mashmatters.com.
I need a martini. And Mark says, "Hello, gents. My father was Kent Hartwell, park ranger at Malibu Creek State Park during the MASH years. He loved the MASH cast, always said how professional they were. I got a job as the MASH weekend movie set guard, 48 straight hours at the set every weekend. Wow. I slept on a cot in the swamp at night." Ooh, boy, that's kind of spooky out there. You sleeping on a cot in the swamp. Oh, wow. That's wild. Because howling, animals running around, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, there was a landline in the other building in case of emergencies, as this was before cell phones and the internet, at $3 an hour. I was a student at CSUN back then, so it was nice just to guard the set and study. I had the pleasure of attending a MASH Christmas party and the grand finale party at Studio 9. Yes, I got a picture with Loretta Swit. That's great. I also helped fight the fire that swept through before the final episode. I remember they had a World War II tank out there that was being rented from a prop company. It burned. Our house was also in the park over the hill on land that used to be owned by Ronald Reagan. We had a fire hose at park headquarters next to our house, and I was on the roof doing the best I could to wet down the house. But the firestorm was so bad, I got blown off the roof. Wow, holy moly. The woodshed burst into flames, and the family got in the car to escape and let the house burn. Oh, my goodness. And then the wind changed, and we turned back and kept fighting the fire. Wow. There was lots of filming going on out there. Why? I don't know. All the fires. But anyway, there was lots of filming going on out there. There was a Little House on the Prairie set, Logan's Run, Father Damien, Planet of the Apes sets, Quincy, a bunch of other shows I can't remember, and several commercials. 20th Century Fox Ranch, Ronald Reagan Ranch, and Bob Hope Ranch got folded into the state of California Parks. And Paramount Ranch on the other side got taken over by the National Park Service. They were also busy filming over there, and they also hosted the annual Renaissance Fair Knight Rider and some other shows were filmed on the roads nearby, Mulholland Highway, Malibu Canyon, Stunt Road, etc. Anyway, thanks for the memories. I'm going to dig out my old photo album and look for some MASH memorabilia I have somewhere. Goodness, what an experience you've had.
Yeah.
Not only were you were working out there, but to be in that environment with those catastrophes, the fires going on and your house and trying to save it and doing all that stuff. My gosh, what an experience.
But as terrifying as the fire sounds, what sounds even more terrifying is sleeping in a cot in the swamp at night for $3 an hour. That sounds absolutely terrifying.
Oh, really? How do you study out there? I mean,
don't know.
Not a lot of light. When it gets dark there at 5:30, it's pitch black.
No, thank
you're
you.
going to turn on light your candle and burn the swamp down? I don't know.
Great story. Thank you, Mark. And if you do dig out your old photo album, scan some of the pictures and send them to us. We'd love to see them.
Yeah.
And that does it for this episode of MASH Matters. You can reach out to us. Yes, people are thrilled that we're done.
Okay. Oops, sorry.
You can reach out to us, mashmatterspodcast@gmail.com.
You keep talking. I'll be all right. Okay, fine.
Mashmatterspodcast@gmail.com is our email address. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, X. You can call and leave a voicemail under 3 minutes in length. That number, 513-436-4077. And you can listen to back episodes at mashmatters.com or any podcast app. And if you're on the Apple Podcast app, you can also rate and review us.
That's exciting. So is Twitter still Twitter?
No, it's X.
Oh, that's X. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
I still call it Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to say X because when I say X, it makes it sound like I can't remember the name of it. So I'm just putting an X in there as a placeholder until I remember it.
Maybe the new ones could be Tater or Totter.
No, it's pronounced Mako.
Mako.
But before we go, Craig sent us a short little email and said, hey, I got a new tagline for the podcast. MASH Matters, where memory does not matter. We don't remember anything, we can't answer anything, and we would not have it any other way. Well, thank you, Craig, for that suggestion. But for now, I think we're just going to stick with, here's looking up your old address.